What is going on, all you Pokemon collecting maniacs out there? This is Ryan, the PikaPikaPaPa, and here we are, like we do every single Sunday, where we are looking at the list of cards that TCGPlayer has sent us and said, listen, all you Pokemon collecting maniacs out there, y'all need to be paying attention to these cards because they are going absolutely batty on our website. And this list is always so incredibly insightful and honestly exciting for me. There's always a vast variety of different characters on this. There's different cards, there's different eras represented. And when you think about it, TCGPlayer from a buying and selling standpoint is one of the biggest in terms of volume on the whole freaking internet, right? So when you think about that and they pull back the curtain and they share this type of information with us, it is really insightful. Lets us know what's going on at the macro level of the hobby. And it is just a ton of fun. We do it every Sunday. And I'm telling you, the list this week, there are some absolute stunning cards on here. There's some great lessons and there's some we've seen on here before. And we have noticed in the past that when we see cards on this list multiple times, that means the market is really feverish over it, and it has in the past given some indication of some strong long-term potential upside in it. So with that out of the way, before we get into the list, if you have fun along the way, we do this every Sunday. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you like what you see, give us a thumbs up. Those two small things go a long way in helping my small channel out, and I really appreciate it. So with that out of the way, let's start looking at the cards that have been moving and shaking the most on TCGPlayer over the last week. And the interesting thing about the first card that's here on the list is we have talked about Silver Tempest a whole lot on this channel over the last, I'd say, 6 months. And what I'm about to share with you, it's not any sage wisdom, it's not some PikaPikaPapa brilliant idea, but we kept saying, listen, Silver Tempest is a really cool set. It's got the Lugia at the top, which is a great chase card. It's got Rayquaza in there. Like, there's a lot to like about Silver Tempest, but it won't reach full potential until the booster boxes sell out here in the Pokemon Center in the US. We just knew that. Matter of fact, there were weeks where I kept saying, I can't believe it's still in stock. All kinds of Sword and Shield booster boxes were going for multiples above MSRP, yet Silver Tempest remained in stock on the Pokemon Center. However, a couple months ago, it actually did sell out. Now, traditionally what we've seen happen, and it doesn't mean this pattern will follow suit in the future, but traditionally, when the booster box sells out, the first thing that happens is booster box prices spike. We saw that. Silver Tempest booster boxes, I think, are at or above $200 now, so we saw that happen. But usually after that, a fast follow is the cards go up in price. For whatever reason, all for the course of all the data we've been looking at, the booster box prices spike first, and then the card prices spike second. That's something to keep in mind. Although in the current environment that we're in, I don't think we'll ever see another, well, not ever, that's a long time, but might be a while until we see booster boxes that are still in stock on the Pokemon Center a year and a half, or 2 years after a set has come out, but enough on that. So anyways, what was interesting was we kept saying we're not going to know what these awesome cards are fully capable of until booster boxes sold out, and now look at this. Look at the Rayquaza card. It has gone absolutely insane over the last couple months, and I love this graphical representation because the bright blue line, that represents the price and how it's swung up, but then you have the light blue bars, which represent the volume, the number of sales by week that is actually transpiring on TCGPlayer. So you can see as the prices spiked, we've certainly seen some sales volume spike, and that's always a really cool thing to watch. But I mean, look at over the last 6 months, when you talk about the first 4 months of that 6-month period, the price on this card was actually working its way down. This was a $27, $28 card just a couple months ago. Silver Tempest sells out, booster boxes spike, and then what we've seen, at least up till now, the single card prices spike after that. So a really cool card to kick off with, and some really cool lessons that we can apply to some future iterations as things continue to pan out here in the Pokemon space. Next card right here, another one from the Sword and Shield era, and as you all know, this is one of my absolute favorite cards from Astral Radiance. This Starmie V, my oldest daughter is a redhead, and Misty always makes me think of her, so I love this card. I have a couple of them in the collection, no matter what the price is. I've always been excited when I could pick one up, but over the last couple months, again, you look at the price and the price has absolutely spiked. Now, the 6-month graph on this one is very different. It kind of goes up and down, right? Really, really choppy. But over the last, say, month and a half to 2 months, it has been steady Eddie up and to the right. You know, there's always been very strong sales volume. You see those light blue graphs are relatively high straight across the board, selling 20, 25 plus copies per week. So the interest has always been there. But again, as these Sword and Shield booster boxes start to get even rarer, as their prices start to go up, as booster box prices start to go up, don't be surprised if we start to see some of these other really awesome singles cards that had been in the $30, $40, $50 range for a long time from the Sword and Shield era start to make a jump like this, start to get up in the $60, $70, $80 range. I mean, $100 is a lot of money for some of these ultra modern Pokemon cards, but be surprised if we start to see a lot of these get up over that price point. So really cool card, pumped to see it on the list, and again, I just love the artwork on this one. The next card, speaking of Sword and Shield cards that are up over $100, you got the Arceus V-Star from Crown Zenith, and pretty much everything in Crown Zenith has been hot to trot. Outside of that Starmie, you know, another one of my favorite cards is that Mewtwo V-Star card from Crown Zenith. That one's up over $100. You got the Arceus, the Dialga, you know, the Giratina, like all of the gold cards have been performing really, really well, which was interesting because I wasn't sure if they would be able to continue to grow in value. You know, we still see Crown Zenith out in the wild. You have the Sea and Sky set, which has got 14 Crown Zenith booster packs in it. You can still pick them up at Sam's as far as I'm concerned for $39.99. I mean, a price per pack perspective is really, really low. A lot of people are saying that the hits in there are very strong as well. So I had some concerns that Crown Zenith was going to kind of fizzle out, but it doesn't matter what I think because the market begs to differ. These cards have been going nuts in price, and this Arceus is absolutely no exception. Now you'll see that the purchasing volume, once it got up to the $120 mark, has really dropped off. Those light blue bar graphs. We talk on this channel a lot about support lines and resistance lines. So I don't know if this is starting to hit a resistance line up there at $120 where the market's like, this is a great card, but I really don't want to pay more than 120 bucks for it. Sometimes it flattens out. We'll see if it comes back down on the other side, but either way, in the short run, this card has been performing very, very well and is super exciting to see. Another card that has been performing very, very well, which I have approached with a large degree of trepidation, this Gardevoir EX from Paldean Fates. And you got the Bubble Mew at the very top, then you got the Charizard right behind it, and then you have this Gardevoir, and I kind of thought the price increase on Gardevoir might have been a halo effect from the Bubble Mew going up. You know, you got the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes from Paldean Fates, which are going up. Obviously, it's a specialty set, so there's no booster boxes, so those Pokemon Center exclusive ETBs are going to be the sealed product for that set, and then you got the Charizard, which has been performing really well. And, you know, I kind of thought this card might just be a fast follow, kind of on the tail of those other two cards, but listen, Gardevoir is no slouch in terms of popularity in the Pokemon space. Over the last 3 months, this card has continued to perform well. So this card just might be on an organic run and it might be able to hold on. You don't see a lot of big ups. You don't see a lot of big downs. You see that the sales volume has been really steady. So this card just might be shaping up to be the third big bad card in the Paldean Fate set. It would be very, very powerful if that set can end up with 3 cards over the $100 mark. I mean, you can look at, heck, look at almost all of the specialty sets out there. Even 151. I mean, once you get outside of the Sunzard, right, you got the Venusaur, you got the Blastoise, neither of those are over $100 right now. So this set already has 2 cards over $100. The Bubble Mew's more expensive than that Sunzard from 151. Obviously, the Charizard there, right below the Charizard from 151. So I'm not saying Paldean Fates is a better set. I'm just saying it's very interesting to see how the top cards are performing in Paldean Fates versus 151. Really, really cool comparison and kind of fascinating to me. So nice takeaway, nice card, and we'll have to see if it can hold on to these gains in the long run. And then we got to finish with a little bit of a surprise, a card whose artwork I absolutely love, and that's this Drowsy. The dude is just chilling at a fair underneath a lamppost, just doing what he does best and taking a nap out in public. So super cool card, super cool artwork. You think about Scarlet and Violet base set, you know, it is getting very close to that 2-year mark. We have seen in the past that when cards get to that 2-year mark, they start to go up in price. And when you look at the light blue bar graphs, that's very interesting. You'll see that the purchase volume is not much accelerated versus where it was really 4, 5, 6 weeks ago when it was sitting there at a $15 card. So a lot of times what we'll see is when we see these really aggressive price spikes, we'll see a very aggressive light blue graph that shoots all the way up, which can at times represent a buyout where a person or a group of people go on TCGPlayer, buy all of the cards that they possibly can that are listed, and then they resell them and reset the market price, and they set it at a higher price, and it's a little bit of market manipulation and it's a buyout, right? But in this one, we have those light blue bar graphs and we can see that the sales volume is actually pretty steady. Matter of fact, last week the sales volume was actually at its lowest point over the last 7 weeks, yet the prices continued to go up. So that's a very interesting takeaway. Again, one of the cards in the back of my mind, I'm like, listen, love Drowsy, love the artwork, but in 5, 10 years from now, you know, what's the value of this card going to be to the general public? We'll just have to wait and see. I think there's a little bit of a craze going on right now in the Scarlet and Violet era. People are going to be picking up illustration rares, special illustration rares, some of the lesser known or like I won't call them less desirable, but the less popular ones they're going to be picking up, setting them aside, probably with the vision that they could turn into the future alt arts. But I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm not saying it's not going to happen. I'm just saying we're starting to see a lot of really interesting cards from the Scarlet and Violet era take off. So that's it. Those are the 5 cards that were on the movers and shakers list this week. It was a ton of fun. These are super cool cards. Awesome story behind all of them. I really hope you enjoyed the content. And if you did, like I said in the beginning, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed what you saw. I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon, everybody. Bye.